Good morning. It's Monday, June 23rd, 2025. It's a bit later today, 7:36. Needed some extra sleep. Welcome back to Sober Sunrise. Or welcome to Sober Sunrise if this is the first time you've watched one of the videos. Let's read today's daily reflection. Trusting others. But does trust require that we be blind to other people's motives, or indeed to our own? Not at all. This would be folly. Most certainly, we should assess the capacity for harm, as well as the capability for good in every person that we would trust. Such a private inventory can reveal the degree of confidence we should extend in any given situation. From As Bill Sees It, page 144. Okay. I am not a victim of others, but rather a victim of my expectations, choices, and dishonesty. When I expect others to be what I want them to be and not who they are, when they fail to meet my expectations, I am hurt. When my choices are based on self-centeredness, I find I am lonely and distrustful. I gain confidence in myself, however, when I practice honesty in all my affairs. I said that oddly. I gain confidence in myself, however, when I practice honesty in all my affairs. When I search my motives and am honest and trusting, I am aware of the capacity for harm in situations and can avoid those that are harmful. Okay, a lot of stuff in here that I've recently been talking about with other people. So interesting that it always seems to, come full circle. All right, let's start to dissect this and go back to the top, to the part that Bill wrote. Does trust require that we be blind to other people's motives? Let's just start there. Does trust require that we're blind to other people's motives? I don't think so. Do we have to be blind? Do I have to ignore what you're trying to get from me in order to trust you? No, I have to know what you're trying to get from me in order to trust you. I need to know what your motives are in order to trust you. Yeah. I can't trust you if I don't know what your motives are. If I feel like there's a chance that your motives could be to use me for something in some type of way that's going to harm me, then I can't trust you. So I need to know your motives. I need to, for trust, for there to be trust. Or indeed our own. Do I need to know what my own motives are in order to build trust with myself? That's a weird one. I'm confused by this one, Bill, because now he's saying, no, we don't need to be blind. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, he's agreeing with me. We do not need to be blind to other people's motives, or indeed our own, for there to be trust. That would be folly. Most certainly, we should assess the capacity for harm, yes, as well as the capacity for good in every person that we would trust, for sure. Yeah. Don't be giving your trust out to just anybody, okay? Such a private inventory can reveal the degree of confidence that we should extend in any given situation. Moral of the story in that, don't be giving away your trust to people that don't deserve it, that you don't know what their motives are. maybe you don't know them that well, an acquaintance, a friend of a friend situation. You don't just give away your trust without understanding what kind of person you're giving it to and what their motives are. I'm not a victim of others, but rather a victim of my expectations, choices, and dishonesty. Yeah. So I was just talking the other day with someone about expectations, and there's a saying that expectations, or it's how does it go? It's something like um, unclear expectations are premeditated resentments. So if your expectations of another person are not clear to them, you're just setting yourself up to have a resentment when they don't meet your expectation. How could they meet your expectation if they, I mean, it's not like it's impossible, but if they don't know you expect something and then they don't provide that and then you're resentful, like who's at fault, you know? Oh, I'm sorry about the sniffing. So yes, we were talking about how expectations need to be clear. You can't keep all your expectations of other people up here and expect them to live up to them. I'm not a victim of others, but rather a victim of my expectations, choices, and dishonesty. Yeah. When I expect others to be what I want them to be and not who they are, when they fail to meet my expectations, I'm hurt. Yeah. Again, same concept. If you're not clear with what you expect, you're going to wind up getting hurt, and it's going to be self-induced, really. So if you have an expectation of someone, let them know what it is. And if they can't meet it, they'll tell you, I can't meet that, right? And then you can deal with it. When my choices are based on self-centeredness, I find I'm lonely and distrustful. Well, that's being lonely is kind of inherently described in self-centeredness. You're making yourself the center of everything. That's a lonely place to be. It can be a lonely place to be. Especially if other people don't trust you or have reason to, which we've all given lots of reasons for people to be suspicious of us and our behaviors and our words, you know. So when my choices are based on self-centeredness, I find I am lonely and distrustful. I'm trying to think of a choice that would be based on self-centeredness. There's lots. I mean, there's tons. And the good news is I'm kind of struggling to think of one that I've made recently. So that's good news for me. But here's one. A little while back, I'm on this big group thread with my family. And a little while back, I don't know, I was in some type of mood that day. And I decided that something that somebody was doing was annoying me. And it had been annoying me for a while. And I didn't say anything about it. It was something silly, too. Something that was meant to be funny. But that day, it just got under my skin. And I wrote something that was snarky. And then then I left the group chat. I made a choice, a self-centered choice, to leave the chat. And it hurt some people. It hurt their feelings. And then, a day later, I was like, oh, I kind of missed the group chat. So my choice was based on self-centeredness, and then I wound up being lonely. So even the little decisions can have an impact. But I wound up going right back in the next day. So I gain confidence in myself, however, when I practice honesty in all my affairs. Yeah, I'm working on that. I just started talking with my sponsor again yesterday, as a matter of fact. And we're getting back to work on some step work because I feel like while I don't have secrets anymore, if anyone asks me a question, I'll honestly answer it. But there's a difference between practicing honesty in all my affairs and living with integrity. And there's some amends that need to happen for me to feel like I'm truly being honest. Because, like I have an amend to make to someone that if they were to call me today and say, hey, did you do that? I'd say, yes, I did. And I'm very sorry about that. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to call me and ask me if I did it. And it won't feel right to me until I say to them, I did this thing. And so I want to make that right so that I can feel like I'm living with integrity and honesty. And so I can keep going on saying that I have no secrets and life is better without secrets, and we're only as sick as our secrets, and all these things about, secrets by omission, or avoidance. I'm avoiding the conversation that I need to have to feel better about it, and it's just a conversation, and I don't know how this person's going to react, and that's not up to me. I gain confidence in myself when I practice honesty in all my affairs. I gain confidence in myself. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I've shared before that I was a person with low self-esteem and low self-worth and comparison syndrome, and I don't even know if that's a syndrome or if I just made it up. So I'm looking for that self-confidence, and I know that I have to work on it to create that self-confidence. So that's what I'm going to try to do. When I search my motives and am honest and trusting, I am aware of the capacity for harm in situations and can avoid those that are harmful. When I search my motives, what am I trying to get out of this? And I'm honest and trusting to the right people. Trusting or trustworthy, trusting. I'm aware of the capacity for harm in situations and can avoid those that are harmful. Yeah. Trying to think if I've had any situations come up recently that I've avoided because I analyzed them and found that the harm possibility was too high. Yes, but pretty personal, so I'm not going to share that one. But yeah, you just, if you're getting a feeling about a situation, you're like, I don't know if I should go to this party. I don't know if I should meet up with this person I haven't seen in a while or talked to since I started getting sober. I don't know, like, I'm getting a weird feeling. Search your motives and why you're even thinking about going. Can you trust the person or the situation you're about to enter into? Or, can you trust that person with your best interest? And then do a risk to reward analysis. What's the risk? Is it high that you might be in an environment that might be triggering? Are you going to be around people that you used to abuse your substance with? Is it a family member that triggers you? Is it, what type of stress, what type of trauma could it induce or remind you about? And then what's the reward? Is it really going to make your life any better? And then choose to either go or not. Great example is a friend who recently posted on their social media that they are trying to stay sober, and if anyone brings anything to their house, they're going to call the cops. Okay, that's like, they live in a small town where there's a lot of drug use and stuff, and the people that they had been hanging out with were people that they used with, and they said flat out on for the whole world, for everyone that has their social media to see, not just the people in their small town, but everyone. I'm trying to get sober and stay sober. If you bring anything around me, I'm going to call the cops. Flat out. Like, that's it. Because they don't want to be in a situation where the risk is too high and the reward is not at all there. So be brave. Don't have FOMO when it comes to like going places and doing things with people you used to hang with and stuff like that. Because what you're missing out on is not happiness and peace and joy and the good stuff. What you're missing out on is getting back to what you used to know, and that's what is the destructive behavior to begin with. So, shorter today. I had this. Let's put it up here again from the a calendar of wisdom. I don't get it. Every other type of knowledge is mere amusement. There's no context, so I don't really understand. Every other type of knowledge, except for what? I mean, judging by the name of the person who wrote this, I would think it has something to do with some type of Eastern philosophy. So, I don't know. But every other type of knowledge is mere amusement. I figured I'd share it in case it means anything to anyone. I tried for a minute to figure out what it could mean to me today, but without context, I need more coffee before I can figure this one out. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for being on the other end of this video. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, hit the subscribe button. And then if you think you know someone who could benefit from hearing the messages shared on these videos, share a video, share the channel with them, and hopefully we'll help someone out there. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you again, whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you're listening to this. You are enough. You can do anything. You can recover. You're loved, even if you don't know that you're loved. So you can do it. Keep taking one tiny step every day. Keep doing step one. We're powerless over our substance, our alcohol or our drug of choice. We're powerless over it. You have to abstain from it. That's step one. Just do that today, if that's all you can do. Okay. Thanks again. Love you. See you tomorrow.